Hi, we're on another episode here of Ask AJ, and I'm here with the lovely Tess, who is not only our amazing client executive, she also happens to be my daughter. So she's like my favourite employee.
You can't say that.
I certainly can. So we've just been on a visit this morning to see a lovely lady in a beautiful house, and she asked us what kind of people are currently looking for a house like hers.
Yeah.
So we primarily sell to three types of buyers, don't we, Tess?
Yeah. So
Who are they?
the three types of buyers we sell to are permanent homes, so someone for the owner to actually live there. The next one would be second homes, so people from abroad, from cities that come and want a second home in the lakes. And then third is holiday lets.
So that's
Someone who wants to let it out as an investment.
right. Brilliant. Okay. And sometimes it's a mixture of some of those, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because certainly with a holiday home,
And
like the second home for themselves.
Let and a home, or second
Yes.
home.
Yeah. So we'll just take one at once. So first of all, the permanent homes for themselves. So can you think of somebody we've sold a house to recently that's like that? Don't name the person or the home.
Yes.
The one with the lovely paddock and the sheep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
exactly the same one I was thinking.
Okay, good. Okay. So what characterises this one was quite a few people looked around this particular home, which was a beautiful 4-bedroom detached home in the country with a paddock and 4 sheep, which may or may not have gone with the property. As long as they don't get eaten, the owners were prepared to leave them there. And the people who looked around, were quite a lot of those were looking around for a holiday let, weren't they?
Yeah, one in particular was looking for a bed and breakfast, so they would make it a business and turn some of the rooms into B&B rooms.
You got a bit of a cold, haven't you? At the
Yeah,
moment?
sorry.
It's all right. I've dragged her on this video and she's sniffing here, so
No,
sorry about that. But the family that are actually going to buy this home have come from quite a long way away.
They have, they've come from Bristol.
From Bristol.
Yeah,
They've got 3 small children.
yeah,
And we got into a bit of a negotiation about this house because quite a few people wanted it at once, and 2 in particular. One was a commercial use and one was residential, so own home use. And let's say those offers were at the same value, because they roughly were. What we did was we guided our sellers
yes.
towards the family buyer. Can you explain the reason for that?
Because they were moving from such a long way away. They have 3 small children that would be joining the local school. They've all had an accepted place there. If they were to then pull out of the sale, withdraw their offer down the line, it would be a big thing for them to do. They'd have putting a lot on the line for this move. So for them, it was very unlikely that they would withdraw their offer. Whereas the commercial, if they weren't allowed for planning consent to be allowed to turn it into commercial instead of residential, then they could pull out further down the line because they wouldn't need it then.
Because it's conditional, wasn't it? So we've got one very emotional purchase where literally their entire lives are on the line, and one that is much more about the commerciality of the property and really how it stacks up from a figures point of view.
Yeah.
So
but also, they liked the lifestyle of moving there, so it was difficult for both of them.
It was really difficult, and it was very difficult for us because we need to be able to guide our sellers, our clients, in the best possible way, and our job really is to put all the information out there for them, and then give them a little bit of guidance as to what we would do in their situation. And we knew both. Hello, if you are, you know who you are, and we can't wait to get an invite from you to come and see you in your new home with your lovely children. Barbecue in the paddock, please. Tess got our order in early. So the other 2, so that's a residential buyer that's buying it for their own purposes with, lots of sort of life choices on the line, coming from a long way away, schools, kids, work, all those kind of things. It's a big commitment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the other 2 types of buyers are people who are buying for themselves to have a second home, or buying a property that they feel that they can get a commercial return from, either from an income point of view, from a let, or maybe at some point in the future, or both. So we've got a property on the market at the moment, the amazing Hardcrag Hall in Grange. And this is a good example of where you've really got a crossover here, because this is a huge property, isn't it?
Yeah,
How big is it?
It's 7 bedrooms, sleeps 14, but it's huge. It's a manor house, so
Oldest house in Grange.
yeah, one of the first houses in Grange.
Describe the position of it.
Overlooks the bay, walking distance into the centre of Grange. It's amazing.
Very pretty garden.
Yeah,
Amazing house. What date does it date from? Can you remember? Put you on the spot now.
Yeah, you have.
I want to say it's like
1560, but
I want to say 1560, so it must be about that. So we'll go and check our facts later and correct ourselves if we need to in the
We
comments.
probably will need to correct them.
But at the moment, it's let out as a business, so you can go and rent the whole house out, and it's got an amazing return on investment. This particular house, so we've got it on the market for £1 million, and do you remember what it does in return?
120 average.
£120,000 a year. So that's a 12% return for those of you who have just got the calculators out, which is one of the highest we know for a holiday let.
We've never come across one higher, actually.
No, we've never come across one that has the same amount of revenue. So it's an amazing investment. But if you wanted a house like that, you would probably want to use it for yourselves as well. So maybe you've got a big family.
Yeah.
Maybe you live abroad and you need it to produce some kind of income, which maybe pays for the mortgage, pays for the running costs. But at the same time, you might want to be able to use that when you come across and spend weeks or months in this country. So we're looking for a buyer that kind of falls between those two stools, don't we? They don't necessarily want, a 16th century house just for a commercial let, but nor do they necessarily want it just for their own purposes. So that's where it would really cross over, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if somebody was looking for that kind of home, something, and we've got lots of buyers doing this, haven't we, who have maybe come up to the Lake District for years, really love it, really want a place here, but aren't quite ready to break their ties. So maybe they've got a full-time job, or they're close to retiring somewhere else. We've got a few buyers like that, haven't we? They're coming up here, they're making their dream come true, but they're not quite ready to completely break their ties and move here permanently. So they quite often would get a home that they can use as a holiday let for themselves and other people until they're ready to move, which could be 2, 3, 4 years' time. Got quite a few like that. And I know that you obviously see a lot of them because Tess obviously does all our viewings and negotiates all our offers very effectively, don't you? So if you wanted a house like that, what's on people's tick lists for that kind of home?
For a holiday let side of it, it would be walking distance to a town.
Yeah. So nothing too remote.
Yeah, not too big of a garden.
Yes,
That's
true.
a big one that comes up.
Yeah, because actually we've got houses with acres and acres, haven't we, at the moment? And a holiday let, that's going to be a bit of a headache for the person who wants to buy it.
They kind of have to manage it remotely from their house or wherever they are, and then
just gives them a bit of a headache and worry.
as well that you don't
and
need.
costs.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So,
what else?
Well, we've got a home that's just about to come on the market in Bowness, haven't we? Bellsfield Court.
Yes.
And just describe what that would look like for a holiday let.
Oh, it would be amazing as a holiday let. It's just opposite the Glebe, if anyone knows. Just opposite the lake, really.
Lake view?
Yeah, amazing lake views.
Garden?
Yeah, front garden as well. So you can have a dog there.
Tiny front garden though.
3 parking spaces in the centre of Bowness and a double garage.
Yeah, that's pretty special, isn't it? Really. So actually, as a holiday let, it ticks all the boxes.
All
doesn't
of the boxes.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's got 3 bathrooms as well. So it's
perfect. Yeah. I want to move in.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love that house. Anyway, so that gives you an idea, to answer the lady's question from earlier today, of the types of buyers we have at the moment. So we have people looking for permanent purchase who probably do want to be a bit more rural. It's more of the rural dream. They don't mind won't be able to walk to a shop. They want Lakeland Cottage and roses around the door. And who wouldn't?
Yeah.
And maybe an acre or 2.
Yeah. And also the centre of Bowness.
Sometimes they want, all things in a house doesn't exist.
Yeah, so that's 2.
That's so 2. So who's the second one?
Second home.
Second home. So second home, they do need to be a bit more close to at least be able to walk to a pub, don't they?
Yeah.
They like to be able to walk to a pub.
Yeah.
Pure let is, it's less about what it looks like and more about how it lets. So we had a house in the middle of Bowness last year, didn't we, on Helm Road, that sold. They've just recently completed.
Yeah.
And that was a fantastic holiday let with 6 letting bedrooms right in the centre of Bowness. So obviously, commercially, that makes a lot of sense.
And lots of people who viewed that had the intention to rent it out as a let because it had a really high turnover. But the people who actually bought it have bought it as a family home. As a permanent home.
So we don't know, do we, how it's going to go. But those are our 3 kinds of sellers. So if you have a home that ticks one of those sort of 3 boxes for our buyers at the moment, because we have far more buyers than we have homes to sell. So if you have one of those kind of homes, we'd love to hear from you. And we'll tell you which of those 3 kind of slots it fits into, because that does have a consequence for things like the asking price, how long it's going to take to sell, the time of year the owner's going to want to sell it, because obviously holiday lets at the moment are rammed, so they might not want to sell a holiday let just yet. So it has lots of sort of impact for the kind of, the type of buyer that's going to buy your house. We need to give you the right advice to be able to to capture that buyer fully. Anything else you want to say about
No,
buyers?
I think that's everything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're talking to buyers all the time, aren't you? So,
Yeah.
So if you want to talk to Tess about exactly what people are looking for, especially if they haven't quite found what they're looking for,
Yeah,
your
they
house
haven't found.
could be what they need.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so give us a call. 015 394 888 Speak to Tess or Sam or any of us here at the AJ team, and we'll see you on the next Ask AJ. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.
Bye.